toy. So you can see the disparity of the room, I guess, of a Jawhead. Man, oh man.
Well, it's the Jawhead and also the Alpha, the Hylas. Look at the amount of sustain that they have, man. Just built into their kit all the way from the early game. Perhaps Falcon Esports, if they really don't feel that confident, there wasn't really any need for them to go so all in the early game too, right? They have in a way, a pretty solid late game. They have a Moskov. They have tools that they can use to later on play that macro game. But they really thought that they were gonna have the edge here. And RQ just made sure that that wasn't the case.
And I think that's the problem of having such a textbook kind of playstyle, right? Because Falcon Esports, they're so used to playing around the objective game. So despite them not really having the proper tools and the proper resources to kind of battle it out against RQ Hoshi in the early game for the neutral objectives, it looks like they still forced the issue, and hence the gold gap just kept on getting further and further apart. And so RQ Hoshi just really steamrolled on that fact, right? They didn't really have to go for anything crazy. All they needed to do was respond to the overzealousness in terms of decision-making coming in from Falcon Esports. And what was the gold difference? Like, did it reach 10K? Because it was quite expected to come back from that.
It seems like they have options, alternatives. And there's credit to be given to Edok on the Jawhead as well, dude. Come on, these are some really annoying maneuvers from him. Even when he was caught out of position that one time, they were able to turn it back around somehow. And you can see here in that early game, there was some potential when they clump up for a fight like that and didn't get anyone completely picked off. But when it's on RRQ's terms, whoever gets thrown, man, like, good night immediately.
It's brilliant because technically the composition of RQ, they don't have that much range, right? They had the Luo Yi, they also had Toy, pre-Malefic Gun. So it does make sense that they do want to try and close the gap, and the way that they did it was utilizing Edok.
The corral, dude. After the Guardian, for them to rotate a certain way, and they read through it. Waited in the bush immediately, and afterwards still found ways. And this was the distraction, how they were able to hold out for so long, Edok, and allow RRQ to still trade out evenly.
I wonder the fact that Toy was okay in the laning phase, or maybe did great against the Granger especially, was a big factor towards the success that RQ had in the early to mid game. Does that translate to that, Arashi? Like the snowball effect?
I feel like it's definitely, even if he wasn't really dominating in the laning phase, the fact that the pressure, right, that lane has no pressure in it, like the Granger can't really rotate around as freely either, I feel like that kind of shuts down the Granger's early game potential.